Why are you so exhausted? You're kind, you're reliable, you're the one everyone leans on. On the outside, you've got it all together. Inside, you're worn thin. You wake up with that pit in your stomach, that quiet sense that you didn't do enough, that you aren't enough, and you can't seem to say why. So the question becomes, what is the part of you that everyone counts on? The ones you're actually proud of are the same things keeping your anxiety loud. We're going to go over 7 of them. 7 things that you do to feel safe that quietly keep the worry running in the background. Stay with me for number 6, because that one, it had a whole moment. We were all kind of doing it. The kind, considerate thing. Now people are realizing it's been quietly working against them. Hi, and welcome to Block Out the Noise, a space to quiet the noise of anxiety, self-doubt, and overthinking. I'm Jessica Davis, licensed therapist, mindset coach, and the creator of the Courage Method. If you want extra support while you're listening, go download the Anxiety Survival Toolkit. It includes coping skills, audio tools, a full breakdown of the Courage Method, and a guided meditation, all completely free. Also, quick reminder, this video is here to support and guide you, but it is not a replacement for talking to someone in real life. Take what helps, leave what doesn't. And if you're struggling with your mental health, please reach out to a therapist. And if you're in crisis, contact emergency services or a local helpline. You don't have to go through this alone. Here's what I see happen most often. Every single one of these 7 things gives you relief in the moment. That's what makes them so hard to catch. They work. For a minute, the worry quiet down, the tension drops, and you feel safe. But that relief is the catch. You never get to find out that you would have been okay without it. Your mind never gets the update. Nothing bad happened, but you never get to learn that. So the worry stays, and quietly over time, it starts to cost you something. It costs you the belief that you can handle things on your own. It convinces you that you need these 7 things just to get through the day, that without them, everything falls apart. So here's where it turns. The way out of all 7 comes back to the same thing, boundaries, but probably not the version you've heard before. Before we jump into that, let's go over the 7. 1, keeping the peace. This is a person who will do almost anything to avoid rocking the boat. You don't set the boundary, you don't say the hard thing, because you're scared if you do, they'll be disappointed or upset or decide you're too much. Keeping everyone happy feels safe. It can even feel like love. But when you can't hold a boundary, people start taking more than you meant to give. It shows up everywhere in your friendships, your family, the people you date. The very thing you did to feel safe leaves you feeling used and walked over and honestly unsafe. The opposite of where you started. The boundary here is small at first. It's one honest no that you don't explain away. One time you let someone be a little disappointed in you, and you find out that you're still standing, and that their disappointment isn't the same as losing them. In fact, it's a reflection of how much they care. 2, being the reliable one. You say yes to all of it. You're the one covering the extra shift, helping with homework that isn't yours, answering the texts whenever your friends need you, because being the one that everyone can count on feels safe. There's a real comfort in being needed and believing that nobody's going to leave the one who always shows up. The problem is what that yes costs you when you actually need to say no. You're burnt out. You're overextended. You start running on empty, and people come to expect your yes whether you have to give it or not. Slowly, you lose your confidence because you're living by everyone else's needs but your own. The boundary here is letting yourself say no to one thing you normally say yes to on autopilot, and noticing that the people who matter don't actually leave. If you feel that dread or resentment creep in while you're saying yes, that's usually the sign this one needed to be a no. 3, making sure they understand. This one is over-explaining. You don't just say no, you hand over 5 reasons for it. You make a choice, then build a whole case for why. It feels safe because if they understand every last detail, then surely they can't be upset with you. Here's what actually happens though. The more you over-explain, the less it lands. People get worn out by it, and it quietly teaches them that your decisions are up for negotiation, that if they push a little, you'll keep explaining until maybe you talk yourself right out of it. It wears down your self-respect too. You don't owe anyone a long explanation for taking care of yourself. The boundary is the short answer. That doesn't work for me, with nothing tacked on at the end. 4, getting a second opinion. Not the healthy kind where you check in with someone you trust and then make your own call. I mean the kind where you hand the whole decision over so it doesn't have to be yours. There's real relief in that. That weight lifts. It's not on you anymore. It's usually someone safe, someone who loves you. So it feels okay. But when anxiety is loud, you're not really asking for input. You're asking someone else to carry the risk for you. And every time you give the decision away, you give a little of your power with it. When they choose something you wouldn't have chosen, you're left holding a regret that you technically handed to them yourself. The anxiety doesn't settle over time. It climbs because deep down, you stop trusting that you can run your own life. The boundary here is making a small decision on your own, whether to go to hang out or what to text back, letting it be imperfect and learning that even when you get it wrong, that you can figure out what comes next. Okay, quick check. How many of these are you right now? Because if you're sitting there going, oh no, that's me too, the recognizing is the part that matters the most. It's what lets you start to challenge them instead of settling further into them. Number 5, going with the flow. Whatever you want, I don't mind. Whatever you guys want to eat is fine. This one hides in plain sight, and teens do it more than you realize. In fact, a lot of people do this. You have an opinion, you actually do, but you bury it because saying what you actually want means being seen, and being seen feels like a risk. There's no fight to avoid in this one. No one's even upset. You just slip into being the easy one to be around. It feels mature, even laid back, flexible. The chill friend who's happy with whatever. That's exactly why it's so hard to notice you're slowly disappearing. Here's the quiet cost. If you're always the go with the flow person, then at some point, who are you? People stop asking what you think because you've taught them you don't mind. On the day you finally do have something to say, it's harder for them to hear you because they're so used to you not saying it. You have thoughts worth hearing. The boundary is letting them out. Pick the restaurant. Say the real opinion. Start there and let people meet the actual you. This brings us to number 6, the one I asked you to say for. Saying sorry first. For a while there, this almost became a trend. I truly believe we all started apologizing for everything. Sorry for asking, sorry for taking up space, sorry for having a feeling, sorry for something that isn't even ours to be sorry for. Now, a lot of us are realizing it's working against us. Here's why it feels safe. When you lead with sorry, you're trying to soften things before they even start. An apology usually lowers someone's guard, so saying it first feels like protection, like you've smoothed out the road ahead of you. But when you apologize for everything, your sorry stops meaning anything. It's like apologizing for the sky being blue. It isn't yours to own, and the words start to go empty. So on the day you truly need it, the day it actually matters, it doesn't carry the weight it should because you've spent it on everything else. Instead of lowering people's guard, constantly apologizing can slowly raise it. Some people might start to wonder what's underneath all the apologizing, when really it's just anxiety trying to keep you safe. Every automatic sorry is a small bid for safety. But the more you reach for it, the more it starts to feel like you can't just exist without apologizing for it. The boundary here is catching the reflex. Notice the sorry before it leaves your mouth. And ask yourself, is there anything to apologize for at all? Most of the time, there isn't. Let the sentence stand on its own. Can I ask you something? Without the sorry in front of it. You'll be surprised how much more stronger it sounds and how much more your real apologies mean when you say them or when you mean them. Number 7, getting the wording right. You know this one if you've ever typed a text, deleted it, typed it again, and add an emoji to soften it, then take back the emoji, back off because maybe it reads too much. Read it out loud and finally sent it 20 minutes later. The polishing feels safe because it feels like effort. Like if you just get the words perfect, nothing can be taken the wrong way. There's a version of this that's completely fine. If you're writing a sensitive email or replying to a boss, go ahead and reread it. That's just being thoughtful. I'm talking about the other kind. The hour you spent crafting a text to someone you've only just started talking to, someone who hasn't even earned much of your time and energy yet. You're editing yourself until there's no risk left in it. And when you polish every message that much, people never actually meet you. They meet the edited version. The connection you're working so hard to protect ends up a little less real because there's this wall of perfect wording standing where you should be. The boundary is sending the honest message, the slightly imperfect one. Try giving yourself 3 minutes, write the text and send it, even if it isn't perfect. If someone takes it the wrong way, that's information. They can ask you what you meant. You get to be a real person, typos and all. So all 7 of these come back to the same place, boundaries. I know that word gets a bad reputation. People hear boundaries and picture shutting others out or sometimes being cold or being difficult. That's not it at all. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about showing up as a real person instead of a drained, overextended version of you. Think about what they tell you on a plane. Put your oxygen mask on first, not because you don't care about the person next to you, but because you're no good to them if you've passed out trying to help. Boundaries work the same way. They're literally you looking after yourself so there's actually something left to give. Because when you say yes from an empty place, you're not really showing up anyway. You're dreading it. You didn't sleep well over it. You show up frustrated, and that's not the best of you. When you take care of yourself first, you get to give from a full place instead. The other thing that happens is you start to feel the difference between a yes you actually mean and a yes you're too scared to take back. A dread yes sits heavy, tight in the chest, low in the stomach. A real yes has a little lift in it, Sometimes there are still nerves, but it's the good kind, the mix of excitement and worry that shows up when something matters to you, not dread. That's how you'll know you're saying yes from the right place. And try one small boundary, you're already living the courage method. The part about seeing your own patterns clearly and choosing to respond differently instead of running on autopilot. If you want the full framework behind it, I talk through the whole thing in the Anxiety Survival Toolkit in the description. I want to be honest with you. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and then do all 7 of these at once. Of course, you know that. That's not how it works. But here's the part I love. You pick the one that feels like an easier one to start with, that feels like you can change that. Maybe it's the sending the short text or letting a friend be a little disappointed. You notice the anxiety spike and then you notice it fall. That's the moment you find out you can handle it all along. That one win gives you the strength for the next one, because most people listening to this have lived all 7 at some point, maybe all of them all at once. So when you feel yourself handle one of them differently, it starts to spread. It gets freeing in a way that's honestly hard to describe until you feel it for yourself. This was never really about getting rid of your anxiety. It's about not letting it run the show. Anxiety can be right there in the room with you and still not be the one making your choices. So those are the 7. The good news is that not one of them is who you are. They're just habits, and habits can be changed, one honest boundary at a time. Before you go for the day, pick your one, the one pattern that hit the hardest. Write down the first boundary you want to try this week. If this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps more people find this station. It helps more people find this and support them through their anxiety. Also, please watch the next video. It's all about facing your anxiety, but also having courage and helping support you to find yours. I just want to also say thank you so much for listening. Whether you subscribe or not, I truly appreciate every single person who has watched the video and taken time out of their day to spend it with me. Thank you so much. Until next time, keep moving forward, trust yourself, and never forget, you have what it takes to block out the noise.